If you want a full tutorial on how to analyze Keepa charts for Amazon FBA, then stay tuned. I'm going to walk you through some live examples of exactly how I do it, why I look at those certain things, and one trick that's going to help you understand how many to buy. Just makes your life so much easier. Okay, so what I want to do is jump onto the computer and I'm going to walk you through 3 examples of products that we're going to analyze together, and I'll walk you through the full process, including going into Keepa in detail, and then I'll share that trick with you as well. So here we are, we've got this product right now that we can purchase for just $11.98, and we're going to be selling for about $32.59, $32.60, you can see right here. Now, I'm going to walk you through the deal analysis process, and I'm going to be jumping onto that Keepa chart and showing you some things to be careful of and watching of. Now, whenever I'm doing my analysis, the first thing I'm always doing is making sure that the products are the same. Now, the second part that I always look at is I just make sure we've got the name of the brand in the title and the name of the brand is here. Sometimes you might find this does not happen, but if this brand down here is not actually the name of the brand of the product, I walk away, because that is a reason why you're likely to get IP complaints, which can ruin your account health and potentially lose your account. I'm then going to be making sure that my buy price and my sale price are put in, and I'm happy with my margin and my ROI. You can see right now it's about $32.60 and the sale price is about $32.59 on here, so about a cent different. Now, my ROI I'm really happy with, 35%. I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to remember that number, $33. I'll also remember that number there, $27, because when I come down to the Keepa chart, I'm going to need to know that. Now, the other final thing that I look for is just around here. Sometimes you're going to see like sales per month, for example. And if I show you another example we've got coming up, you can see on this one right here, it says 200 sales per month. Now, I'm really interested in that number because that just helps me understand how fast this product is selling. You can see right here, there is no number right there. That means that this product is selling less than 50 sales per month. I've got my sale price, my break-even price, and a rough idea of how many it's selling. So I know already is below 50 sales per month. Let's jump down to the Keepa chart. The first thing that I look at is this, the buy box price. This is that pink line. Now, this is, I'm going to be looking for like, how stable is it? Now, if it's going to going up and down, it's not the end of the world, but I just really want to remember what is the price that I'm selling it for right now. Now, I'm going to draw on the screen to make your life a little bit easier. So you can remember right now that I'm actually going to be selling this product for $32.59. Now, if I draw a nice little line across here, $32.59, it's going to be about here. So I know today, over the course of this time period, which is down here, 3 months, is probably the lowest it's been over the last 3 months. So that's okay, but I'm still profitable. Now I need to remember my break-even price. So let's come back and say my break-even price is up here, and that's $27.52. So probably around this mark right here. Now you probably notice I'm looking at these prices right here. These are going to be the sell price that I'm looking at on the Keepa chart. Now I'm drawing this kind of imaginary line because I'm going to really have a look at the difference between this line and where it is today. That is my kind of flexibility to say how much wiggle room have I got. And what I'm really looking for as well is hopefully the product has never gone below that ever in the history of its time. I can see it has here, so I need to be a bit careful about that, but it looks pretty good so far. If I also just zoom out to 1 year and think about that again, generally I always like to look over at least 1 year of the product. Sometimes I'll have a quick look back historically, but what I can see now is it's a different picture. If I actually say take this picture again and draw another line, remember that 32, which is going to be up here. What I now see is, you are right, over the recent time frame, it looks pretty good. But I can see around here, all of this buy box price, which you can see down here, has been so much lower. So I can see that actually when Amazon's on the listing, this price is a lot lower. And this orange graph shows me that Amazon's on the listing because the orange color. I need to be careful here because right now it looks good, but in the past it has been lower. So that break-even price is about 27. So I'm going to say that's probably around here. And I'm going to say, well, actually right now it looks really good. But historically, I'm going to be losing money on this product. If Amazon come back on the listing, I am losing money. Remember, we did notice that Amazon came back on there. So that's going to be a worry. Now, whenever also I'm looking at the buy box price, I'm trying to do analysis. I'm trying to see like, what are my chances of making money? The way I think about analysis of it, I always want to play the game, buy the product and resell it. I never really lose money. In this case, I am going to lose money if Amazon come back on, which I need to be careful of. So I might pass this one. But if Amazon had never been on that listing and this is like great, then I say, actually, that kind of looks pretty good just for the buy box price. Now, when I am looking at that buy box price, I'm also going to be considering what's going on within the marketplace. How has the buy box price changed when we look at the new seller count? And when we look at the new seller count right now, you'll probably notice that the new seller count started increasing. And then a couple of days later, this price started decreasing. It went from 33.87 down to 32.66. So I'm going to always be careful. Now, one of the big signs I'd strongly recommend for you to look out for is this increase increase in new seller count. If you see that new increase in new seller count, it's generally a big red flag, and I'd probably walk away. But I will share one more tip later on with you that I think you should check before you walk away from that product. Now, whenever I look at this, I'm always just like, hey, I see the new seller count increasing, I'm worried. I'm also going to have a quick look. Has that new seller count ever been like that before in the past? And here, no, it hasn't. So this is like unknown territory. We need to be really careful. What I've done now is I've had to look at the buy box price. I've looked at the new seller count. And whenever I see this new seller count going up, I know that that buy box price is going to come down, and it takes a bit of time before the buy box price comes down. So therefore, I'm going to actually, this price probably is not representative right now, probably going to continue to come down, and I need to be careful. Now, the final thing that I would check when I'm looking at my Keepa charts is this sales rank. I'm looking for the green line, the movement up and down. Remember that number up here we looked at, like that 50? It's trying to give me an idea of sales. Now, SAS gives you a good idea, and I can see it's a variation because of the sign, but the more green line movement I can see and the closer it is to zero, the happier I am. Now, one tip for you I will share from you. This example, it had 200 sales per month. Now, one thing you can do is scroll down to the Keepa chart and have a look just down here. It tells you the last time that number popped up. In this case, 50 sales per month popped up 4 months ago. So I know that this product did used to sell 50 sales a month 4 months ago, which is probably around back down here, but right now it is never sold more than 50 sales a month in any of this period. So I've got to be mindful of that. Once I've done that analysis, I'm like, look, it's selling, but it's probably not selling too fast, definitely less than 50 sales a month. The buy box price is okay right now, but I'm expecting it to come down. That's a concern for me. The final bit that I'm always going to do is jump over to the data tab. We're going to come over to data, offers, and I do this for every single deal that I analyze without fail. I'm going to turn off used, keep it always on new because that's what I sell, and I'm going to click on prime. Now I know that this product's probably selling less than 50 sales a month, maybe roughly like 30, 40, I'm not too sure. But I'm also going to come down here and have a look at this total stock on the listing because I'm really interested in that, because when I get worried about this going up too high, I know that this might go up and then stay up if there's too much stock on the listing, but it will go up and come back down again if there's not much. Now, if this product is selling 30 units per month, and it takes me 2 weeks to sell the product, get the product into Amazon, I know that half of that stock is going to disappear. So that price is likely to come back up again. Now, that's the trick that I'll share with you, that whenever you see this, yes, be really, really careful. Generally walk away if you're not sure. But if you see that the stock on the listing is less than, I generally say 3 months worth of supply. So if it's selling 30 units per month now, 3 months would be 90 units per month. If I see it less than 90, I'm generally okay. If it's over 90, I won't buy it at all. Even if the price is stable, I still won't buy it because I just generally see that the price crashes after that. Now, for me right here, what I can see is it's got 43 on the listing, and I'm like, actually, that might crash right now, but it's going to recover very, very, and this helps you understand. I do look at this stock level here. I like that. I think that's really good, but I never ever look at the sold or the sold 30 days. That isn't very helpful. The data is very inaccurate. Now, the final thing that I'll always check on the Keepa data offers tab is here, additional offers to include. So I'm just going to tick that right now. And what I'm going to do is just have a move across, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm looking for a seller whereby they've got like a staircase effect. So if I look at this guy here, you can see he had like 5 in stock, 3 in stock, 1 in stock, then he restocked. I like the staircase effect because it helps me to understand how quick the sales are happening. If it's a straight line, like this guy up here, like he went from 12 down to 1, I don't really think that's actually sales. I think that's probably more something to do with Amazon moving stock around. So be mindful. Now, as we scroll down, I'm still going to continue to look. Now, I'm just going to be mindful this guy's restocking. What else can we see? So I can't see too much staircase effect. Let's have a quick look. I'm going to zoom out to 180. Now, what I do realize is about 6 months ago, Amazon was on the listing, but can I see some other sellers on this listing? This guy went from 1,000. No, don't want to do that one. No, nothing here. Can we see some? We want to see a beautiful staircase effect. If we can, that's going to be really, really helpful. So this, I can't really see too many staircase effect, but what I can do is see that this guy had 5. This is probably the best staircase I can see. He had 5 on the 10th, and by the 11th, he'd sold down to 1. So interesting, and that's probably like 4 in 1 or 2 days. That actually sells pretty fast. Now, if you think about it, if I'm going to do 4 in 2 days, that's 30 divided by 4. So it's 30 divided by 2 days. That means every 15 days, it might be selling 4 units. That's selling 60 per month. But remember, we know that the product isn't selling more than 50. So it's probably close to 50, but not that far off. So for me, when I say 30 to 40 units, I could probably feel pretty confident in that. And when I look at this helps me understand. Let's jump onto another product. We're going to do the cost price. price and sale price. Profit's okay. ROI is on the low side, but it's making $5 cash margin after all my prep fees. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I can see that it's ResMes, and again, ResMes here. I can see it's not selling 50 sales a month. And by the way, I'm saying for 42.60, so 42.09. We can just update that 42.09, and we've got a break even of $35. Now, when we're in this Keepa chart, let's do the buy box price. So we are right here. Now I can see that at the lowest, it was down to about $30 on FBM. You can see that in the blue writing, which is below my break even. So I'm like, I could lose money here. What about this here? This is about 35. So it has dropped below my break even at some point. And again, I want to be really careful of that, but I know it's dropped only for a few days, maybe half a month at most. Outside of that, it's been pretty good. So it means I'm not going to lose money. Now, number two, 42. How realistic do we feel 42 is? But if I'm looking here, 44, 44. So I can say actually 42 is pretty, it's kind of okay. I can even use SAS to have a look here. It's saying 43 currently, 44, 39 over 90s and 38. So actually over a long term, it's not that great. What I do see, remember when we look at the buy box, we don't just look at the buy box in isolation. We always look at it in conjunction with the new offer counts. I can see back here, there are lots and lots of sellers and the price dropped down. And as you can see, it's been coming down, 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 down. So the number of sellers has decreased dramatically. Looks like it could be going up a bit now, but we're not sure. But actually, over the last month or so, it's been pretty good. This could be a bit more of a risky proposition. You're going to make some money. You're probably not going to lose anything, which is always a good sign. But I'm actually thinking that I could buy some, but I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to get my money back. Again, let's look back at the year. You can see this has actually been a lot higher this year. And previously, stock's been very low on the listing, which is very interesting. But the price has also been a lot lower. It's been going down to $15, which for me, I'd say be careful of because I need to be mindful that it could go that low, and it has been in the past. Let's just kind of jump back to the year, which is generally the time frame I'll always look at. Sales rank, very stable. I can see this is moving up and down a lot, but I can't see obviously the 50 sales month. So I'd probably say it's close to 50, maybe like 30, 40 units, just top of my head. That's going to be helpful. I could look at things like the drops, but I don't like using them. I just generally kind of gauge it in regards to the sales rank and that number. The drops I'd only ever look at if it's going below 20 sales a month. If it's going above 20, I don't look at that at all. Now, let's jump over to the data tab, which is going to really help you find out the answers. And again, Prime, we've got new selected, and I'll turn off historical offers. So I can see there's 30 units on the listing, which is about 1 month supply. That's going to be super helpful for me. I'm going to scroll across, and I'm just having a quick look. I can see this guy's got a really nice staircase effect. So I can see that actually he had 18 on the 6th, and by the 9th, he sold down. That's really fast. So this actually seems to be selling really fast. Let's just go up and have a look at historical offers. Let's scroll down. This guy, he had 14, and then he goes down to 13. Really interesting. I can see that definitely sells, and I can see it sells pretty fast in about 15 days. In 15 days, he sold 14 units. That means in 1 month, that would probably sell about 30 units. That's a really good estimation to understand how often this product is selling. This guy seems to have like a really big drop, 47 down to 2. So I wouldn't trust that at all. This guy, nice staircase effect. He had 50 on the 3rd going down to there. So that's like 50 sold in less than a month. Maybe between 30 and 50 could be 40 units per month. This guy, 12, sold very quickly on the 12th, on the 27th, down to the 4th. That's like top of my head, 40 a month, for example. So again, we're just seeing lots and lots of information, which is telling us this is probably selling about 40 units a month, some a bit faster, some a bit slower. I really like that. It fills me with confidence that I know what's happening. Okay, so if you're struggling to find the profitable products, or maybe even the products you are buying are tanking, what do you need? You need to find those profitable suppliers which are working for Amazon sellers. This is why I've put together my top 100 supplier list for the USA and for the UK. And if you look in the description right now, you're going to see a link to that where you can access it for free. Have a look down below. Right, I did say I was going to give you one little hack that's going to help you understand how many to order. Now, the product I just analyzed is a great example of how we can use this. Whenever we're looking at the stock history of previous sellers, a really quick hacky method to figure out how many to buy, how many other people sold in a given time frame. So for example, if you like to hold 1 month's worth of stock, if you look at other sellers and see how much they've sold in 1 month, that can be a really good way to understand how many you might sell if you were to buy similar amounts of stock. Let's jump on the computer right now and I'll show you that example and what I mean by it and how it can help you as well. Now, remember we talked about this product. This one here, we don't know how many it's selling per month, and it does say 125 here, but we know that Keepa or Amazon themselves are not not showing us the 50 sales a month. So we're like, this might not actually be selling that much. We know that also as well down here, there was never a time in the history that Keepa recorded 50 sales a month. We should probably say that this isn't correct. We need to be a bit more careful. And I'll show you the hack. So when we go to the data tab, let's click on Prime, let's click on historical, and maybe zoom out to 180. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to make sure I've got this stock history turned on. And if you don't know how to turn it on, you can literally come up to configure columns and turn on the stock history. So that'll be stock history there. Once you've done that, go over and you want to scroll down and you are looking for that staircase effect. See this guy right here? On the 1st, he had 14 in stock. And by probably the 15th, I'll put it there, he'd sold out down to 1. Now, what was interesting is, that he'd sold 15 units in about 15 days. So it's probably about 30 units per month. Just by that one number, if I want 1 month's supply, I will buy 30 units because I know that someone else has bought 15 units and sold them in half a month. So if I want a month's supply, 30 units are probably about right. So that's the initial assumption that I'm making. Let's have a look here. This guy's quite interesting. This is again back before December, so we do need to be careful. It's a longer time frame. So we know that on November the 10th, he had 30 units, and then coming back down to like here, November the 25th, he had 2. So he pretty much managed to sell 30 units in 3/4 of a month, which might mean that's probably about right. You're selling 40 units per month then. If I know I want 1 month's supply, between 30 and 40 units sounds about right. So I'm getting another data point which gives me confidence. If I buy this many, I'm going to sell them. Let's come down and have a look. I like this one. So we can see right here, he had on the 3rd of February, he had 3, and on the 22nd, he had like pretty much down to 0 by the 23rd. So we know that pretty much in 20 days, he has sold 50 units of stock, which is really good. Now, what we can say is, well, actually, we've got someone who sold 30 roughly in a month, someone who's probably sold 40, and probably someone who's selling 55 or 60, because this guy sold 50 in 23 days. So therefore, it's probably going to be around about like 40 sales per month. So again, I'm getting a really good estimation of sales per month. Now, the hack that I really use is not only using this to work out sales a month, but I just literally, when I do my purchasing, I will kind of have a quick look at this count. I'll say, look, well, in the last 3 months, I've noticed that the new offer count is pretty much the same. The buy box price in the last 90 days has been pretty similar. So if I can just look for other sellers in the last 45 days, maybe the last 90 days, who have sold the product at a very similar price it is today and in similar market conditions, that will respect what I have. That will be similar. So if we come back 90 days, let's just scroll down and have a look. This guy, pretty much, you can see in the last 45 days, he has sold 50 units in a month. So that means that if I want a month's supply, I'm just going to buy 50. So as I do my analysis, I just skim through and I really quickly look at like, how many did this guy buy? 50. Okay, so I might buy 50. That looks like a month. How many did this guy buy? He had 12 and he sold out in a quarter of a month. So I probably want about half a month's supply. So I'll buy 24. This guy seems a bit funny staircase. So I'll be careful. 14 in like 10 days. Top of my head, 40, for example, 50 for like 30 a month. Okay, so I'll buy by 30. So again, you can just see as I go through the analysis, I'm just looking at what other people have sold. I'm looking at their stock levels and I'm looking at how quick they get down with the staircase effect. And that just gives me a very quick way to estimate like, well, I think if I buy 17, I'll probably sell out in like 5 days. So I'll probably buy a little bit more, maybe 30. I'll buy double that amount. That's one simple hack that we've used in our business to really help speed up quantity to purchase just by looking at stock history and helping understand that. Let me jump over to this example here. We talked about it earlier. So again, when we're doing our analysis, we can buy it for a great price. Look at that ROI, 52%. Now I'm looking at 34.09 and I can see right here this 200 bought in the past month. I love that. Now, as I scroll down, I can see, whoa, it's going crazy. And you might be like, Tom, this is crazy. Look at that new seller count. I can also see here bought in the past 2 months, updated 11 minutes ago. Doesn't really matter because I can actually see it there. But if I can't see anything there, I'm also just going to have a quick feel for that. Now, when we look at the new buy box count, I can see it's kind of going up and down, up and down. And remember, I'm looking at this sale price, 34. What's 34 today? It's about there. I'd probably say 34 is on the medium end, could go a bit higher. But I appreciate that the price is going up. So I look back at a time where that number of sellers has happened before. Here, what was the price? Well, it went down to 31. Whenever you're seeing this kind of like increase in new seller count, see if you can go back in time and to see when it happened again. So for example, with us, the new seller count is going up to the moon. Is there a time when this happened previously? Well, actually, this was a similar time right now, right here. So when we look at that price, that was about 31. So that will kind of give us an idea of where this price is going to go to. That kind of gives you a helping hand. So you can see right now, while it is 34, it's probably going to go down to 31.89. So I might just drop in here, 32. What am I looking? Wow, I'm going to be super happy. So I'm like, I'm okay. Now remember, whenever we're doing that analysis, what we are also looking for is we should be very careful here, but we also want to understand how much stock is on the listing. So remember, we know it's selling at least 200 per month. And I probably say the chart looks very realistic to that. I can see the sales rank moving up and down. Let's jump over to the data tab. tab. Let's go to that prime. Historical offers is fine, but we should have a look down. 59 units in stock. So while the number of sellers has gone through the roof, the amount of stock on the listing is very low. So those sellers are going to sell out quickly and sell straight back down. So you can see here, people have got like 1s, 5s, 1s, 4s, 2s, 3s. They're going to be coming and going very, very quickly. So there's just not enough stock on that listing. So I'm not worried about the price because they're not going to stay that low price for too long. Let's go to the offer count. So as I go through, we're going to scroll down. And again, we're going to be looking for that drop. See here, we can see this guy, he had 9 in stock, drop down. This guy, nope. Have we got any more good products? We're looking for a nice staircase effect. We want to see people who've sold quite a few. This guy, what's going on here? 4, no. We've got anyone higher? We want to see some 200 sales a month. We should be seeing some good staircase effect. But it may be just that no one can get the stock. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit further. We've got any good staircase effects here? Oh, we'll zoom up and just have a quick look there. Nope, build up. Probably our best bet is this guy. He's got 10 and we can use that in a minute, but I'm just seeing if I can see another one. No, I can't. Not particularly helpful. Let's kind of have a look. And it could be that stock sold too quick. Keepa can't even see it. So what we can see is this guy had 10 in stock on the 21st, and by the 22nd, he's down to 1. So 10 in 2 days is going to be, if you're doing 30 divided by 2 equals 15 times by 10, 150 units. So you're like, wow, that definitely does sell. And we've seen evidence of this guy. So you might be like, how many should I buy? You can't really do the analysis by looking at how the nice staircase, because it doesn't exist. But what I might do is I might say, well, look, quite a lot of cash, probably by half a month's supply. I think it's selling 150 to 200 per month. So we're going to say like 175 divided by 2. So I can get 87.5 units. I'll be super happy, even if the price goes down. Why? Because I know there's just not enough stock on the listing, and I'll be super happy with that. Now, if you're struggling to find profitable products, what's one thing I can recommend for you? Check out the Fast Track FBA lead service. It's a service I created whereby we've got a team of VAs sourcing in the USA and the UK Monday to Friday. They're finding lots of profitable deals. You can come in, you can review them all, and you can buy tokens and exchange only the tokens that you want for those deals that work for you. If you do not like the leads, you do not pay for it. It does not matter. Now, not only this, my top tip for you to add to that as well is use our lead service to find new suppliers you did not know about, and then go and find other profitable products from those suppliers. It helps you expand your supplier database and get profitable products today. Check it out. I'll drop a link to the Fast Track FBA lead service down below. Okay, so that's me doing Keepa analysis and how to show you how many to buy. That is exactly the process I go through. And if you like that and you want to learn more about Keepa, then do make sure you check out the video around here. I'll show you my expert Keepa guide that's going to really change the game for you. For myself, Thomas Parkinson, and Fast Track FBA, hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much.